man of self-control, the info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. So just retain, so just retain, so just retain. Real strong man of self-control, the info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. So just retain, so just retain.
Semen retention soldiers, attend hut. No, that's not.
Hut 2.
I don't even know what they say. I gotta go like join like like the reserves. I can get some of the lingo down. Actually, It reminds me of I don't know if you know the movie Police Academy.
Yeah.
Do you know that movie? It's an old movie. I think it's like 80s or early 90s, and it was really funny. It reminds me of like that kind of thing. Anyways, boys, today we're going to be doing chakra meditations. It's important as practitioners of no-fap, of semen retention, of we're trying not to use the word S3X. That's our code word for, right? Right. So the algorithms help us out. So anyways, using S3X transmutation, being able to use our lustful energies, our creative energy. Ultimately, your lustful or S3X energy is creative energy and power. For most men in the world, it just sits in their lower centers or their lower chakras, which means it's only expressed in a physical way. So it comes out as extremely lusty. And lust, by the way, isn't just the desire for, S3X. It's the desire. It's basically desire in itself. Like when we're lusty over possessions, right? I got to have that, I got to have the latest iPhone. I got to have the latest this or that. When we're lusty over fame, I got to have more social media followers, more likes, more interactions. And of course, you might think, well, Nakula, don't you want all those things? Yes, of course. And I'm not saying I'm free of lust. So I'm not sitting here talking as like some kind of transcendent being. But just, as somebody who's growing and developing, the less lust we have, the more free our energy is, and the more we can pour it into higher aspirations. And ultimately, lust, I'm personally not afraid of my own lust. I just see it as, my energy wants to be expressed physically. And is that intelligent for me right now in this moment? Right now, in this moment of recording this, it's not. If I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to be like, I want to go and have S3X with my wife, that's going to distract me from being of service to you right now. So it's better that I know how to take that lustful energy and move it up the chakra system. So by using this technique and this practice, you can open up your energy system. As your energy system opens up, higher vibration, higher frequency, more on task with your life's purpose, and be able to attract all the resources to fulfilling your life's purpose. So money, connections, network, opportunities, all of that will flood to you in abundance when your chakra system is open. Captain Jake, you got any experiences yourself with the chakra system or any insight you want to put in? And then we'll dive into the actual chakras, how they work, and then we'll dive into our meditation.
Yeah, firstly, I just wanted to say that that's one thing I've really learned while doing these practices is to not be scared of my lust as well, to consciously use it in different ways. So that's been a great benefit that I've learned doing these practices. And yeah, years ago, I used to hear people talking about chakras, and some people call them energy centers. And some people say, you can raise your energy through the chakras. I'm like, really? Look, what's that? And, it's funny thinking about years ago, and I just watched the first YouTube video that was just explaining them and stuff. And like now I've been doing it more and more. And it's just great to come back into my body and really connect, energetically with myself and these different energy centers, power centers. And yeah, when you get more familiar with them, you can really like start to clear them. And therefore, because we're holding things there, emotions and stuff, so clear them, and then energy can really flow up. And actually then you really don't have to be so much scared of that lustful energy, because you've got a place to put it. You're more freely flowing so you can flow the energy through these chakras. And that's, one of the main practices we do is like running the energy up the microcosmic orbit and around these energy centers. And it's very powerful. So I'm glad I've learned it after years ago. Just it was all very wishy-washy. Chakras, energy. Oh, and it's like it's real.
Yeah, there's tons of like, there's good stuff and there's crappy stuff out there. And, you got to kind of navigate the world of meditation and spirituality like anything else and find what resonates for you with where you're at in your journey and go from there. And I know what you mean. I remember the first time it was like, everyone's like, your chakra's got to be open. I'm like, what are they talking about, man? And now that I've been doing this for several years, it's and also just to know, to share with you, it's very tangible. It's not like, oh, you're just imagining these things. At first, it may feel like that. Like if this is their first time ever doing it, it might be like, well, I just feel like I'm imagining these kind of, like wishy-washy sort of things. But actually, as you learn to place your focus into these centers, you'll tangibly feel that energy there. You'll tangibly feel the sensation that is above and beyond your physical body, which is really cool because that's where you get to be a energy worker, or you go into the world of, mysticism, where you're working with the untangible energy of the universe. All right, let's start. So first thing is, by the way, if you're here with us live, leave a comment, say what's up. That helps us get us out there as well. So, just leave some comments and such. If you're watching the recording, hit the like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. All right. So what you want to do is you want to sit up on your chair. You could do this, lotus, like, cross-legged on the ground. You could do the full lotus, the half lotus, just the regular cross-legged. I've actually learned over time that for me personally, I actually prefer to do meditations now sitting up on chair. I just find it a lot easier. And I find I could keep my back more straight this way. So if you're super flexible, you can sit on the ground and do the whole yogi thing. If not, just sit up on a chair. It works just as well. Make sure that your back is straight. It's important that your spine is as straight as possible, that your chin is tucked in. All right. And that way, again, you're keeping your spine straight, which helps the energy flow upwards in your body a lot easier. Many of us have bad posture, like kind of like over the computer. It's like me, like this, right? Doing the computer thing, driving the car, all that kind of stuff. Many of us got kind of hunched over backs. It's important that we, kind of rotate. We can even just rotate your shoulders a few times just to allow yourself to open up and allow your body to open up. So you're sitting on the edge of the chair. And then what you want to do is take your hands, place them upwards. So your energy centers are open on the palms, and put them on your thigh or your knees, wherever they fit comfortably. And ultimately, you just want to be comfortable. So you're feeling comfortable, but you're in a state of readiness. All right, now let's just take a few deep breaths in through the nose, filling up the belly, all sides. So front, sides, back, bottom, top. We'll do a few rounds of deep belly breathing, which is filling up all sides of our torso with the air, with the breath. Now place all of your awareness, and we're going to work with the first chakra, which is the root chakra, which is at the bottom of the base of the body. So at the perineum, so between the anus and testicles, at the perineum, right at that bottom center, place all your mental awareness, all your focus right there. And to help you anchor your mind into the root chakra, use the color red. And red is the color that governs the root chakra according to the yogic system. And place all your awareness there. And we're going to hold that awareness there for just about 30 seconds to begin. If your mind strays from that center spot or that place, Just bring it back. Relax your legs, relax your shoulders, relax your groin, relax your face. And for you, take the tip of the tongue and place it on the roof of the mouth. And continuing to hold, we'll hold it for about another 20 seconds. We'll go a little longer. Hold your mind at the bottom of the body in the perineum, imagining a red glowing light right at the bottom. Now move your awareness from the bottom with that red light. Bring that ball, that red light that you've got in your mind's eye. Now bring it up, travel it in the body, like the center of your body. Bring it upwards, right above the genital area, into the sacral chakra, and let that color go from a bright red now into an orange color. And we're going to hold there for about a minute. A bright red. The sacral chakra, this governs your sexual energy and, more importantly, your creative energy. Your creative energy, I'm not supposed to say the word, S3X energy this is where, for most guys, it actually sits. And when it sits here, yes, you have very creative abilities as well. If you can practice semen retention, practice nofap, this is where you can create a baby. And this is also where your creative ideas or energy and expression will live. For guys in very religious settings, they tend to have very closed sacral chakras because they suppress their sexual energy. Therefore, they suppress their creativity. And that can then turn into other problems. Low confidence, feeling unfulfilled, just basically conforming to everything around you and losing your individuality. This doesn't just happen in religious settings, but it happens in the world altogether. Social pressures, societal pressures to speak a certain way, talk a certain way, conform a certain way, dress a certain way, and not feeling like you're expressing your own unique individuality. Each and every single one of you are part and parcel of the divine creator. And the divine creator is a person with a personality. And because you're made in his image, you are also a person with a personality of his qualities. And that when you're in touch with your spirit, you express that. Now we're going to take that that orange ball from the sacral, so right above the genitals, and you're going to move it further up. And now you're going to move it up into the solar plex, so just above the belly button, the solar plex area. And you're going to imagine a bright yellow light. So it's transformed from orange into yellow. And we're going to hold there for about a minute. The solar plex chakra is your sun energy. You can imagine the sun of the solar system. Every other planet is dependent on the sun. We're all taking energy from the sun. Me and you are solar powered. And without the sun, none of the other energies or planets would even be able to hold an orbit. So similarly, we are like a mini solar system, this body. And our sun energy is our center of fire, heat, helps us break down our food and digest our food into nutrients and usable energy distributed to the rest of the body, just like the sun in the solar system. And it's our power center, our masculine center, our center of courage, of action. When our solar plex chakra is closed, we lack confidence, we lack action, we lack personal power and expression.
When I focus on that yellow, even with my eyes closed, it like gets very bright in my in my even with my eyes closed, suddenly I can feel like the sun, you know.
Nice, yes. If you sit here just on the solar plex for long enough, you can heat your body. You can completely heat your body. If you like, master yogis can start sweating. They produce so much heat by simply surrendering their entire being into the solar plex. Very similar to the technique of tumo breath that we teach inside of the army, where we can complete, tumo means fire, where we can completely heat ourselves by breath. Strong solar plex, strong masculine frame and energy, courage, action, and transformation. Fire is the element of transformation. We can burn. We burn up our food with this energy, but we can also burn up negative emotions, negative patterns, pornography addictions, drug, alcohol addictions, more subtle addictions, needing recognition, needing neediness as a whole, can all be burned up in the solar plex. All right, now we're going to move from the solar plex, that bright yellow light, and we're going to move it up in the center of the being to our heart space. So if you can imagine, just in between the nipples and the center of the chest, and then we're going to transform that color into green. So a bright green light emanating from the heart space. And the heart space is where you become human. You see the animals, the cats, the dogs, they have the lower centers chakras. They don't have the upper chakras. If you look at the Star of David, people think it's a star. It's actually two triangles, one going down and one coming up, which marks the merging between masculine and feminine, or conscious, masculine, unconscious, feminine, coming together. It is the human body. It is where we can make the journey upwards from animal to spirit. It's Jesus Christ said, the kingdom of heaven can be attained by all, and the kingdom is within the heart, meaning it is the access point, the heart chakra. Jesus Christ spoke of the heart more than he spoke of any other aspect of the body. In the Bhagavad Gita, we learn that the soul is seated within the heart, and the super soul, so God or the creator, individualized as the witness to the soul, to the individual, is also placed in the heart. So you could see whether it's yogic philosophy, Christian philosophy. The Buddha also spoke of the importance of cleansing the heart. The Jewish tradition, the Star of David is the merging of the spirit and matter, or masculine and feminine, conscious and unconscious within the heart. The flesh becomes one. No difference between the two. It all happens in this heart space. Inside the Semen Retention Army, we do lots of work with the heart, drawing our sexual energy from our lower center into the heart. And here is where your S3X energy will be transformed from raw lust to love, to now a spirit of connection, a spirit of service.
Romance.
Oh, yeah. Now we're going to take that green light, that green heart space energy, and we're going to move that light up into the throat. And we're going to transform it into a blue light. So we're focused on the throat chakra, the thyroid, and the throat chakra is governing your vibrational power. The difference between us and the animals largely comes from our ability to have language and to speak things into existence. So you're imagining and focusing a blue light in the throat, opening and cleansing the throat chakra. When you speak clearly, you speak truthfulness. Truthfulness means you mean what you say, and you say what you mean. You're not holding back because the woke culture will cancel you, because cancel culture's around, because somebody around you may be offended. You obviously want to speak with kindness. You're not speaking with the intention to offend, but you're just seeing what you mean. You're being truthful. Often the truth is unpalatable. What we consider truth now is what's pleasant. Oh, everybody's the same. Everybody can do whatever they want. That's not true. It might not be palatable, but the truth will set you free. So again, we can look to Jesus Christ. He said the truth will set you free, meaning he didn't say what was palatable. He just spoke the truth. And for those who were ready and willing to accept it, they found great comfort. The truth will set you free also means you will find your individual power and creativity in your truth. And your words are vibration, and vibration is what creates in this world. When you have a strong relationship with your word, your throat chakra is open, your thyroid gland is healthy, and the power to create, in the book of Proverbs, it says the life, or I don't know if it's the book of Proverbs, but Jesus said life is in the power of the tongue. You can speak things into existence. There's a beautiful book called Your Word is Your Wand, and it speaks about the power of word, to only speak blessings into the world, blessings for you, blessings for others, and this is what will return to you. Now we're going to take that blue light, that blue chakra, and we're going to travel up further into the third eye, in between the brow, placing all of your focus into the third eye. And here is the color indigo. The third eye is the center of intuition. This is where you can access the Akash, the Akashic. Akash is the Sanskrit word for ether. This in the Bible is known as the book of knowledge. It's not a physical book. It is a realm of existence, of consciousness, in which you can access what Napoleon Hill in the Laws of Success called infinite intelligence. Here is where you receive inspired thought from the ether itself. Here is where you can hear inward, not hear with the physical senses, but you can hear internally and know, oh, do this, do that, go here, go there, take rest, get up. If you follow your intuition, it will lead you to all things that are meant for you, and it will help you avoid many hardships. In today's world, we generally override intuition with intellect. Intellect is memorization. Yes, there is a form of intelligence that is necessary through the faculty of memory, but there is a higher intelligence, intuition, which sometimes defies logic. This is nature's intuition, nature's intelligence, which can override intellect. Often we override our intuition. We're out of touch with it, out of sync. But to develop strong intuition, simply begin to follow it in faith. And you will become more and more in tune with those intuitive thoughts that will lead you to everything that is meant for you. Concentrating on the third eye, using the color indigo. Here we're stimulating the brain, the pituitary, and the pineal gland. If you focus on this point long enough, if you just meditate on this point, you can stimulate your pineal gland so much to the point where you can actually feel like a little bit of drip coming down your throat. This is similar to where people have like a DMT or ayahuasca experience without the drugs, where your mind completely opens up. If you've ever taken psychedelics, then you'll know that experience through psychedelics generally induce that through an outside way. But ultimately, you want to do it without the drugs. And then we're going to move the center of it from our glowing indigo light to the crown of the head, the crown chakra known as the 1,000 lotus petal, with the color purple glowing at the crown of the head, opening up the crown chakra, the chakra or center for divine connection. This is where we receive the infinite God within ourselves. At the time of death, the master yogis will leave their body, meaning their soul, them. They will leave their body through the crown, where they're then able to attain the spiritual world. Depending where you leave your body is the type of world you will go through. A Kshatriya who dies in battle, you can imagine he's very fiery because he's in the solar plex. He attains the sun planet or the fire planets. He'll have a fire body or very elemental body. Your body and the planetary system you take birth, they're one and the same. So if your consciousness is at the crown, when you leave your body, you've left the state of sex. You've left the material duality. Attain the spiritual world. Jesus Christ referred to it as the kingdom of heaven, the eternal plane. The Greek philosophers, such as Socrates, talked about the perfect archetype of consciousness where everything is in its perfect state, eternal, everlasting, and all the other dimensions are reflections of this eternal place. In the Vedas, they call it the Vaikuntha planets, or the Vaikunthas, the spiritual world, where you can be with God eternally. Even in the ancient Nordic philosophies, so we're talking like Thor and the Viking type gods, they spoke of Valhalla, where you dine with the gods. You see, each philosophy presents it a bit different because they relate it through the language of their culture, their time, their place, but the principle is the same, that there is an eternal, everlasting abode in which we are all divinely come from and have right to access, but we must qualify ourselves to be in that place, which means we must surrender to our divinity, to God, to Odin, to Krishna, to Christ. All right, so you can open your eyes and kind of just rub your hands together or come to. And that was a very simple chakra meditation. In the Semen Retention Army, we take it up a notch where we take our aroused sexual energy and we actually move it through the chakras. It's like a Kundalini opening and experience where you're taking your aroused sexual energy, which is very potent and vibrant, and you're actually moving it through those chakra centers, totally just opening you up to all that you are. Captain Jake, you got any final words or thoughts before we wrap up today's meditation?
Yes, sir. Just when I do that, it just feels so good. I just want to keep doing it like all day, you know, like start smiling and this is where I just want to be. And then when I finish, it's like, oh, I gotta go in the world again. But it's good. But it's good because when you've done that, when you've done it, you go out in the world feeling better, and actually your being is different. Like when you interact with the world because of that work you've done. And yeah, it's great. As I said, years after hearing about these chakras, to be feeling them more tangibly, and it just gets more pleasurable like every time and more connected. And yeah, I just love doing it, man. I'm just like, I just want to do all day, just sit there doing that, you know, going within. It's so nice.
It is. Thank you, Cynthia, my friend Cynthia. We haven't spoken in a while, but I'm glad to see you and see your name. That makes me smile. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. You're right. Once you do this inner work, you do interact with the world differently because you are different. Your consciousness is different. And always remember, as much as the woke left might say that we come, and the Marxists will say that consciousness comes from matter, so hence they're trying to always change matter and do funky things, which never work, because it fundamentally goes against nature, which is actually conscious. Matter comes from consciousness, and anybody can practically experience it. When you change your consciousness through practices like this, then you'll notice your day, as Captain Jake says, you know, we carry out our day different and things flow easier, and you'll notice that it's easier to attract and create and do all that kind of stuff. So listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, share it, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know, we're on our way to 10,000 subscribers and beyond. We're asking for you to subscribe and to do this because it helps us move up in the algorithms, and more importantly, it helps us get this workout to more and more people. The more everybody individually, we're all interconnected. So the more that we all raise our consciousness a little bit, it actually helps everybody else do the same, whether they realize it or not. So please be an active member of the community and like and comment and all that kind of stuff. Also, next week there won't be a live training. However, on May 7th, there's going to be a live webinar, S3X Mastery 101. The description, the link is in the descriptions on the YouTube channel below this video. So go ahead and register for that. It is a men's only webinar training for those who are interested in S3X mastery, semen retention, no FAP, quitting pornography. This is the place for you. It's a great training. We do it a few times a year, so please go ahead and register. And then we'll be back. I've got a bunch of videos lined up as well to help you on your semen retention, no FAP journey. So make sure you're tuned in for that. And Captain Jake, your EP is out there in the world spreading conscious music. So make sure you guys go and check out his EP. That way you've got some conscious music to go along with your day to keep you in a high vibrational state.
Yeah.
I think that's it, man. I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, brothers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks, but there is some videos coming out, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Peace.
Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-control. Their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-control. Their info is plain.